Hello everyone, it's Jasmine. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Father's Day card, and this one is a little bit unique because I wanted to make it look like a guitar, sort of. My dad makes cigar box guitars by hand, and he picked the hobby up a few years ago. So in trying to figure out a Father's Day card for him, this is what I came up with. So I've got some wood grain distressed cardstock, and this comes with the wood grain pattern in it. You can buy in a pack of 10, or you can also get an embossing folder that has wood grain and run it through your rig shot and get the same kind of effect. So I've got 3 colors of distress ink, and these are the original distress inks, not the oxides. Although the oxides would work for this, I went with the original distress because I wanted the colors to layer together versus sit on top of one another like the oxides do. So I'm going in with Vintage Photo, and I wanted to make this look as much like true wood as I could. So I'm using Rusty Hinge to give it some orangey tones, and then I'll go in with Ground Espresso to give it some really deep, dark, rich brown. And I'm using the Picket Fence Life Changing brushes. I don't know that they're necessarily life-changing, but they are really fun to work with. I do really like them. They make ink blending super smooth, super easy. I purposely kind of put the marks in there to make it look a little bit more like a plank of wood would, with like the knots and stuff. So that was intentional, but with these brushes, you don't get the marks from the tool like you do with the little round blending tool or the square one. And even sometimes when you use sponge daubers, you can get those too. So I really like these. I think they're fantastic. And they come in a pack of 10. So you get 10 different sizes from pretty good, probably 2 or 3 inches round, to tiny, like a 1/4 inch. So a lot of variety there. And just kind of keep going back and forth with the different colors and until you get it with the look you want. And so now I'm going to go in with a Crafters Workshop stencil. This one's called the Mini Music. I don't know why it's a Mini Music because it's pretty big music print. But anyway, going in with the Ground Espresso to do the stencil. And I kind of wanted to see if I could get it to look like, what's that called? The wood burning, the wood engraving with the hot tool. And I kind of got that effect, so I was pretty happy with the result. And I was excited to see kind of how this came together because I had it. So, you know, ever happens to you when you have an idea in your head and it just doesn't translate when you get the finished product? And sometimes I'm okay with that, and sometimes it's like, how do I do this? But with this one, it kind of evolved as I looked through my stash, and as I was kind of like, well, this would work with that, and we could do this with that. And so I was really happy with how this turned out. I thought it was pretty cool. And I know he'll like it too. Just kind of getting in those nooks and crannies to get that in there. And you could use black soot for this too, but I chose to stick with the Ground Espresso because I thought it was dark enough. I didn't want to go too dark. So we've got that panel. We did a 2-inch circle die to get the opening. And then I've got some score tape on the back. And I'm going to stick down my acetate panel. And that is going to create the window for our shaker panel. So coming up with shaker bits for this that weren't too, I don't know, feminine was a little bit of a challenge, but I think I figured it out. And I've got 3M foam tape that is folded over so it's double thick to give enough space in the shaker for the bits to move around freely. And so I keep this pretty tight to the opening. And you also want to make sure that all of your edges are butted up against one another so you don't have any openings for shaker bits to escape. And it's not so much of a problem if you use decent sized like sequins or like jewels or something, but if they're teeny tiny, or if you use glitter or even seed beads, those can escape pretty easily. They just like work through there. I don't know. So I've got the foam tape pretty much sealed up, and then just to kind of alleviate excess space, I will fill in those corners. You don't have to do this. This is just something I like to do, just to keep the shaker bits in the middle so you can see them, and they don't all settle down to one corner and you kind of lose the effect. And then I've got foam tape at the top just for support for the whole panel so it doesn't get skished in the mail. Okay, now for the fun part. We got some jewels, some red sequins from Buttons Galore. I love these things, they're so pretty. And then I've got little stars, also from Little Things. Itty bitty stars. And those suckers will escape, so you do need to make sure you get your edges closed. And I've got some red jewels, or cherry, and then some copper rose black ones. And I love these black ones. They're different finishes to them. If you go look in Lucy's shop, she's got tons of different pretty ones that you can find. So now we've got our shaker bits in and ready to add. I just did plain black cardstock for the back to make it look like the inside of a guitar. So there's that, just simple black cardstock. And I tried to keep the backing paper on the exposed foam tape just to preserve the adhesive, but it was lost cause. I couldn't give up on that after a minute. So there's all the shaker bits in there. And then for the guitar strings, I used some super fine silver twine. I didn't end up going with that guitar die cut because I just didn't think it fit. So there's my silver twine. And if you can use silver thread, anything that looks like a guitar string. And so I've got score tape on the back of the black cardstock. So I'm adhering, I did 3 strings. You can do more or less, it's up to you. But I stuck with 3, and then I did the first and last one so that I could get the middle spacing just right. I just pulled it taut and then stuck it down to the score tape and then trimmed my excess. The birds are happy outside, if you can hear them. I don't know if you can hear them. They're going to town on the bird feeder. So back to the card. I have these letters, and I used Ellen Hudson Classic Alpha dies for these. And these dies are kind of fun because they cut out the inner part, the black part you see on the screen, as well as the outline, which is the silver. So you kind of get 2 die cuts every time you run it through. You don't have to run it through several times. So I did one from silver foil cardstock and one again from black cardstock. And then I just used the inner part of the black cardstock and the outer outlines for the silver cardstock. And my dad always wears this black jean jacket that he has embroidered with his club's name. They're called the Cigar Box Guitar something. I should know that, shouldn't I? If you're interested in checking it out, I'll put the website to their Facebook page in the description box. Sorry, Dad. He won't care. He will love this card, though. So there's the finished product. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will catch up with you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.